All right, JHK here in Phuket, Thailand, Tiger Muay Thai. And next to me, of course, is the one Bantamweight world champion, Fabricio Andrade. Let's talk about the name first. You know, most people, when they refer to someone that's Brazilian, they will say Andrade, but your name is Andrade. Could you explain that?
Yeah, Andrade. I think it's just hard for some. Depending which country you come from, it's hard to say my name properly. But Andrade is okay.
Now, the big news is the super fight that's coming up with Haggerty. But before we get into that, let's talk about Petchtanong. He was he failed the drug test, was suspended for 1 year, was stripped of his title. That's why you're facing Jonathan Haggerty for the title. Just give me your thoughts on hearing the news of Petchtanong getting suspended.
Yeah. Actually, I was waiting for the confirmation to fight him. I already had heard of his name that there was a fight that was supposed to happen, but I didn't got like the contract to fight him, and it took like a while for me to get it. That was I thought it'd be weird that the fight didn't got confirmed, and then I ended up like seeing on the news that he failed on the drug test.
Were you pretty shocked?
Yeah, of course. It's always shocking when you see somebody like failing a drug test, especially when there's a champion.
And you have some history with Petchtanong, right, in China. Could you explain that?
Yeah, I've been know him. I know Petchanong for maybe 5 years or more. When I used to live in China and then I was fighting kickboxing at the time, and he was already like a big name in China. So we fight many times on the same card, and he was always a very nice guy, you know. So we kind of like was we are not like really close, but I know him for quite a while.
You know, before this fight was put together against Haggerty, the rumors were that you were going to face him for the kickboxing world title. Is there a part of you that you know was kind of pissed off a little bit that this fight was canceled?
And to be honest, I feel sad for him that he failed the drug test, but I'm happy that I don't have to fight him.
And why is that?
Not because like his style is just more like I like, you know, I always like to talk about my opponents and build up some heat for the fight. But with him, I couldn't do that, you know, because I don't want to be fake, and because I know him and I know he's a nice guy, and I talk to him like all the time that I see him. I wouldn't just like be fake and start to talk shit to him. So I think it would be more like a respectful way for me to come for this fight, you know.
And speaking of talking shit, you and Jonathan Haggerty have been going back a little bit. Has it been fun for you?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You know, this change is something that for me has been like much better. You know, because with Haggerty is already a different story. You know, he have already mentioned before that he wanted to fight me. You know, and we have exchanged some words on Instagram. So I think this fight we're gonna build a good hit before the actual fight happen.
Definitely October 7th, one fight night, 15, vacant, kickboxing world title on the line. It's going to be an incredible fight. Haggerty, what do you think of him as an opponent?
He's a good opponent. No, he got a big name. He's been the one for quite a while already. He have faced like big names in one and before one. But I think this will be like difficult for him. You know, he's not familiar with kickboxing rules, and he never faced a kickboxer. You know, all the guys he faced like Muay Thai fighters. I think he's a good opponent, but I think he gonna have a tough time on this fight.
There's some criticism that people have had when this fight was announced, saying that you guys are going to be holding up a division and the rankings don't matter. What is your response to that?
I mean, Loman is a pretty boring fighter, you know. I have been trying to create some hit with the fight against him, but it's not happening, you know. But after this fight, I'm gonna knock him out too. So it's just a matter of time. So I don't really care about that.
Damn, man, it's now that I think about the fight, it's getting closer and closer. It's pretty exciting, man. It's exciting times for you, right?
Yeah, pretty exciting. I was on. I have always when I signed with one, I signed for fight the kickboxing and Muay Thai, but after a while I signed new contract just for MMA. So I was not even like thinking about it. But after I became champion, I started to think about it again. And I have like the all different options to different opponents. Different sports. And for me, I think the kickboxing now is more of a challenge. It's something that many people say I cannot do. So that's kind of like makes me excited for this fight.
And there's people out there saying that your kickboxing record, they'll go deep into it, but you've had a lot of success in kickboxing, right?
Yes, yes. I've been faced some tough opponents as well.
You've been posting some of the highlights on social media recently, right? Is that to remind the people?
Nah, I just like I say, it's been my last fight kickboxing was 2019, so it's been a long time. And now that I'm coming back to kickboxing, I'm starting to get my memory back, and remember all this fight, the experience that I had in China and elsewhere, and I'm getting like even more motivated now.
Who are you training with in particular for this kickboxing bout? It's completely different.
I got some guys, some guys in Tiger that they are being very active in Muay Thai and kickboxing, like Felipe Lobo. I got like some other guys come to help me on this camp. So it's been good. I got some good trainings.
What is your prediction for the Haggerty fight?
Knockout, as always.
Always. And would you be interested to chase after the Muay Thai title after this?
Yeah, he's a Muay Thai champion, So after I beat him at kickboxing, I have to give him a chance for him to beat me on his area. I don't think it'll happen, but after I beat him on kickboxing, I'm even close to become a three-sport world champion. So why not?
Yeah, and this is a huge opportunity, like I said earlier. And Chachu's even come out and said that you're probably one of the best fighters across all divisions, all sports. A year ago, you were having a hard time finding fights. You know what I mean? You didn't really get that much of a push. Now the boss is saying these things. How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel good, like I have been working hard for many years, and to see everything happen is something that feels good. But I have to stay humble, keep training hard because I'm still young and I still have a lot of potential to show. So I have to keep working hard and don't get all this kind of like how do I say
Hype?
this hype, yeah, all this hype like get into my head, just like keep working hard and see how far I can go.
Definitely. And, turning our attention to the Bantamweight division, you're the king of the Bantamweight division, MMA. You mentioned Stephen Loman earlier. Since you're fighting in kickboxing, that means he has to wait longer, or should he fight someone else? What do you think?
I think he must wait, you know. He's the next in line. If you wanna risk it, lose his chances, up to him. But if he waits, it's okay. I'm gonna get it over with Haggerty, and we're gonna book the fight against him.
All right, so your plan is to fight for the kickboxing world title and then defend the MMA world title next.
Yes.
John Lineker, number one, Stephen Loman, number two, Bibiano Fernandez, number three, Kwan, number four, and then Artem at number five. If you could describe each fighter, so let's say if you could describe Artem, like how would you describe him as a challenger for the title?
I don't think he's ready. I think we saw on the Kwon's fight that he needs to improve to get a title shot.
What about Kwan? He just recently beat Artem.
Yeah, Kwon is a more interesting fight. He's an exciting fighter. He's also a striker, and I think we would match up very well.
Yeah, it's a good matchup, right? It's a fun matchup. You know what I mean? He'll stand and trade with you. Um, Bibiano Fernandez, the longest reigning champion in one history. Where do you think he is in his career? Would you like to fight him?
I think, because of the history, that they could build up a good story behind the fight, but I don't think. I think he's on the end of his career, and I would fight him, but he's not like the top contender, I would say.
And then there's Stephen Lohman, who you mentioned earlier. What do you think about him and his position in the division?
Loman he have like he come I think 10 or 11 fight win streak. He was former champion and the promotion he haven't lost in one. So I think he would be the most like proper opponent for me to fight right now. But yeah, I think he would be right now. He would be the right opponent for me in MMA.
And John Lineker, basically you've beat him twice already. Does that even interest you in the near future?
Yeah, if he keep winning, if he keep winning and improving, like he's a very tough opponent. He's been in a lot of like tough fights with big names. So, like I said before, after I beat him for the second time, even though he lost 2 times, I think he's still the toughest opponent in this division for me.
Man, there's a lot of good fights, man, even rematches, but like you said, they need to build themselves back up if they already fought you, right? And you're just waiting for them,
Yeah.
right? Now you're coming up on a super fight, another super fight, a couple of weeks before you fight is Super Leg versus Rod Tang. Just give me your thoughts on what do you think about the matchup?
I think this fight it should have happened already. Many people have been waiting for this fight. It's of the best Muay Thai fighters ever, two of the best in one championship, and there's many people that question like who is the best. Rotan or Super Leg. So everybody wants to see this fight, and I'm very excited. I would say that Super Leg got a bit advantage because he got more weapons, but Rotan's a tough guy, so it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen in this fight.
It's like a matchup between a guy with a lot of weapons and a guy that's like probably one of the toughest dudes that you've ever seen fight, right?
Yeah, exactly, because he gets hit a lot and he never shows like that he feels anything, but you see like Super Leg just knocking everybody out, so it's gonna be crazy for sure.
What about you with Rod Tang?
I think that would be a crazy fight too, for sure.
He can move up, right?
Yeah, I think him and Super Leg. They are interested in move up. They have some problems making ways, so I think that could be some possibilities in the future for sure.
Yeah, a lot of good Thai versus Thai championship fights. Another one is Taiwan Chai versus Super Bon. Incredible skill level right there. What do you think about the fight?
Yeah, this is gonna be on the same night as my fight. It's gonna be also a great fight. But I think Muay Thai style. I think Taman Chai is gonna have the advantage on this fight. He's been more active in Muay Thai in Thailand, and after he signed with one, he just have competed in Muay Thai. He just recently did some kickboxing fights, and Super Bowl has been more active in kickboxing. Now he's going to Muay Thai, so I think he's gonna have some problem on this fight.
Who is your favorite Thai fighter? Or who is the best Thai fighter pound for pound in your eyes?
I like from the time I started training, like Buakau was the guy, because he was like going to K1 in Japan and he was like fighting all this big name at the time. So for me, he's one of the Muay Thai legends, and he's always gonna be like remembered for what he did.
Definitely. October 7th, one fight night 15. The one vacant kickboxing world title is on the line for Fabricio Andrade. He'll be fighting for it. Thank you so much, Fabricio. Any words for your fans?
Don't miss October 7th. That's gonna be a great show again.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Dom Lau here from One Championship. You are tuned into the best damn martial arts news outlet anywhere in Asia. SCMP Martial Arts, baby. Give them a follow.